Ladies and gentlemen, please extend a warm welcome to our chief guest for the keynote session, Mr. Piyush Goyal, Honorable Union Minister of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. We welcome you, sir, to the 7th Auto Retail Conclave, along with all the top leadership of the FADA, President FADA, Mr. C.S. Vigneshwar, Vice President FADA, Mr. Sai Giridhar, and CEO FADA, Mr. Saharsh Damani. Thank you so much, sir, for taking out time from your busy schedule and making it to our conclave this evening. Let me begin by requesting Mr. Vigneshwar, President FADA, to please welcome Mr. Piyush Goyal with our green welcome gesture, which is a certificate signifying the planting of a grove of 21 trees on behalf of the chief guest through our partner, Give Me Trees Trust. And with that, Mr. Vigneshwar, if I can also request you to please give the opening remarks.
Honorable Minister Shri Piyush Goyal ji, dignitaries on the dais, industry colleagues, friends from the media, and all our members, Namaskar. It is a proud moment for FADA that for the very first time, the Honorable Minister of Commerce and Industry has graced our event. On behalf of India's 15,000 automobile dealer principals and 30,000 dealerships across Bharat, I extend our deepest gratitude to you, sir. Thank you, sir. In the last 3 months, you have met us twice already, acting on the issues we raised, whether it is the Retail Protection Act, ease of doing business with banks, simplifying CMVR rules, or bringing much needed clarity in GST. This quick response gives us confidence to lakhs of small entrepreneurs and their 50 lakh employees who keep the wheels of India moving. Sir, we wholeheartedly welcome GST 2.0. It's a landmark reform, simple, bold, and people first. By rationalizing slabs, it will make mobility more affordable and reignite customer demand. It is not just a tax reform, it's a trust reform. But there is one urgent issue we seek your support on, sir, the compensation cess. The dealers across India have already paid cess on vehicles lying in stock. With the removal of cess, those balances now sit idle in our books, simply with no way to adjust them. This is not a concession we are asking for, sir. It is about returning what is rightfully ours. It is not, if not resolved, it puts thousands of dealerships, most of them MSMEs, under working capital stress precisely during festive months. Sir, auto retail is the face of Indian industry to the common man. In every district, dealerships are not just selling vehicles, they are creating livelihoods, training local youth, and generating trust. For every job in a factory, nearly 18 jobs are created in our ecosystem. But on the ground, challenges remain. Banks and finance companies sometimes delay approvals, keep interest rates opaque, and in many cases bypass dealerships in paying commissions. This erodes margins and morale. Rules under CMVR are not applied uniformly across all states. While the center has digitized many processes, dealers still face manual inspections, inconsistent trade certification norms, and hurdles in ownership transfers of pre-owned vehicles. GST compliance too need to be more friendly. Dealers often get penalized for technical errors or for supplier defaults. Even with no fraud is involved, we still face the music. Expenses like RTO fees or insurance are mere pass-throughs. These become points of dispute. And finally, without a franchisee protection framework, dealers who invest crores are left vulnerable if a manufacturer suddenly exits or terminates an agreement unfairly. Honorable Minister, sir, we are not asking for favors again. We are asking for fairness, simplicity, and a uniform system that allows us to serve customers better and contribute more to the economy. Auto dealers are nation builders. We provide local jobs, we generate trust, and we bring industry to the doorstep of every Indian. With your support and with the bold step of GST 2.0, We are confident that the journey ahead will be one of growth, opportunity, and shared prosperity. On behalf of FADA, I once again thank you, sir, for your time and for your leadership. We look forward to work hand in hand with your ministry to make auto retail a true model of ease of doing business in India. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Mr. Vigneshwar. And with that, can I please invite our chief guest, Honorable Minister, Mr. Piyush Goyal, to please say a few words to the gathering, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vigneshwar, President of FADA, Mr. Sai Girdhar, Vice President, Mr. Saharsh Damani, CEO, Mr. Amar Jatin Sheth, Secretary, Mr. Pradeep Agarwal, Treasurer, all the distinguished members of the FADA, representatives of OEMs, auto dealers, finance and insurance company officials, friends. Your theme today is really very appropriate, self-sustaining success for Nava Bharat. The new Bharat is full of confidence. The new Bharat engages with the world from a position of strength. The new Bharat is not afraid of competition. It collaborates with the world. It works with partners around the world. The new Bharat is not focused on making an existing line smaller. The new Bharat is about making a bigger line in front of the past so that every child born in India has a much more prosperous future, a better deal in life. And I'm sure the Federation of Auto Dealers will give a good deal to all your buyers of two-wheelers, three-wheelers, four-wheelers who are hopefully going to come to you in larger numbers in the years to come, with automobiles becoming more affordable. And obviously, I'm assuming you will pass on that benefit to the consumers from 22nd November without fail. 22nd September, Navratri, first day of Navratri, you'll start passing on the benefits of the GST reductions. And therefore, when I met your leadership and as I was talking to them and understanding the whole ecosystem, I realized that somehow over the years, while our focus has been with CM, with the auto majors, with ACMA, auto parts, with ATMA, the tire makers, etc., somehow your sector, which is the front-facing sector, the last man on the front, holding the fort, the interface between consumer and the industry. I never got a chance to really connect with all of you. Therefore, I readily accepted this request, and I'm delighted to be with you. FADA was born in 1964, I believe. I'm also born in 1964. So we share the birth here. We also share the same purpose. We are all working for a developed India, for a prosperous India. I think Viksit Bharat 2047 is our collective mission, the mission of everybody in the country. And some of the thoughts that they shared with me, of course, they mentioned about the GST when they met me also. And I'm sure they're taking it up with the finance ministry. I will also take it up with the ministry in terms of what could be an amicable way forward. But in some sense, your business practices, your ability to market the product ethically You're guaranteeing to the customer good quality service, good financing terms, good insurance terms, good service in terms of registration. All of these are important elements when we look at the entire auto ecosystem. Not this plane. And I do believe that you're working as a bridge between the customer and the automobile industry places you in a very unique position. You can actually make or break the reputation of the auto companies also. How you work, what kind of service you give, defines the auto company's credibility and business also. A few very good suggestions that come up in our meetings, particularly about the right to service, particularly about ensuring that if somebody closes down some particular model, the availability of its spares. If somebody winds up business in India, the guarantee that for at least a certain length of time they will continue to provide after-sales service to those who trusted them and bought their models or their vehicles. There was very interesting to learn about the operational difficulties. So we've had companies who came to India, set up shops. Some of you may have become dealers of these companies. And then they wound up and went away. The customer is going to catch you. Those guys have gone. So I would appreciate if you can work within the industry with the auto companies and work out some kind of a framework or regulation or charter which we can ensure that everybody who comes to India and does business here promises, and before we allow anybody to close shop, if anybody does, we ensure that he has the local presence to be able to continue to provide that kind of a service. Well, we are looking at free trade agreements with many parts of the developed world. We are seeing a lot of companies also coming in and investing in India for the large market that India is. I'm of the view that while we certainly will be protecting and supporting domestic industry, domestic manufacturers, we will also have to have fair competition. Because competition brings efficiency, competition helps you improve your product quality, and competition ensures that the customer gets a fair deal. The customer gets options, choices. And therefore, we are working to see a proper balance between protection and possibilities of expanding business or expanding to newer models, newer OEMs coming into the Indian ecosystem, which I think will mean more business for all of you also. But in a fair manner, in a manner that we continue to support domestic manufacturing significantly, but at the same time, I have realized that if we want to grow our manufacturing, it will only happen once other companies or companies from other parts of the world get a taste of the Indian market. It's important that they get an ability to try out and test their products in the Indian market before we can interest them to come and invest in India. And therefore, our effort is to expand the market, to demonstrate resilience in our supply chains. I tell you, I'm a big fan of the auto component manufacturers, ACMA, because I attend their program almost every year, howsoever busy I may be. And let me share with you, day after tomorrow, ACMA has their national conference. I was busy with the European Trade Commissioner who's coming tomorrow in our negotiations. But I still did not want to miss the ACMA function, and I'll tell you why. So I asked them to invite the European Trade Commissioner as the chief guest and I would accompany him so that I don't miss out meeting my friends in ACMA. And why do I say that? They have never come and cried about anything. They only come and talk. I mean, if you have a problem, you must come to us. So don't think that I'm unhappy if anybody comes to me. But why they have not tried, I want to share with you. They have only come to me with a demand that give us access, open newer markets for us, do FTAs with anybody in the world, open the market for us, give us access in those markets, preferential access in those markets. And for that, if you have to open the Indian market, go ahead and open it. We can compete with anybody in the world. Look at their self-confidence. Look at their ability to compete with anybody in the world. By anybody, I mean everybody. They're just not worried about any competition. That reflects New India. That is the new India that we want to create. Our quality, our competitiveness should be so good that we are not scared of anybody in the world. And that is what I find when I talk to ACMA. And that is why now Maros Sharkovich and I both are attending ACMA's conference day after tomorrow. And I would urge all of you, this particular issue, of course, I will also do whatever best I can, subject to whatever is possible with, whenever there is a transition, there's always some amount of difficulties. I'm sure the OEMs and you must be also working together to see how to ameliorate this issue. While you're working with the government, I think the OEMs also have a responsibility on this. But more importantly, I think we have to create a charter, create a framework in which we can ensure that all of you across the country, and I believe you told me some very big numbers of people who are directly and indirectly associated with your industry.
50 lakh.
Almost 50 lakh people. How many dealerships would be there all over the country?
30,000 outlets.
30,000 outlets for all two-wheelers, three-wheelers, four-wheelers, all put together.
You're right.
Then my friend, 50 lakhs looks to be a little exaggeration. 30,000 outlets, 170 people per outlet, would that be possible? More than that? मैं भी जाता हूँ कभी कभार गाड़ी खरीदने और गाड़ी की सर्विस भी मैंने कराने के लिए बहुत चक्कर काटे हैं. But anyway, I leave it to your best judgment and your best calculation. May be good for you to actually do an assessment. Then I add strength to your number. Otherwise, just like me, most people will disbelieve it. So I would recommend you do a survey. Everybody must be paying PF and ESIC, right? So it's not difficult to get data. And now even if you keep a contractual employee on part-time basis, you have to pay ESIC and PF. Am I right or wrong? तो डेटा दे दो मेरे को, बता दो, तो मालूम पड़ जाएगा कि कितने लोग हैं. Because your business is all about trust. And we should not ever lose that trust. The day any of us loses that trust, either of your customer, the government, your OEMs, it will be detrimental to business. Of course, you have all gone through that period in the past before 2017 when there were so many multifarious taxes and levies and duties. C-form, moving C-form, reporting C-form, files and returns being filed, octroi in Mumbai, entry tax in Navi Mumbai, test check nakas all over the place, creating hurdles in your work. I don't think any of you has forgotten the difference between what motor vehicle registration was in the past and what it is today. I do hope you appreciate that there's been a very serious effort and attempt to make it easier to do business, to make it hassle-free, to bring down the multifarious government officers coming and harassing you. Yet, if there are any other such areas in which we can make it easier for you to do business, whether by reducing your compliance burden, whether by reducing your processes and procedures that you have to follow, whether by making the policies of government simpler for you, any further improvements you want to recommend in any law for decriminalizing for petty offences, any improvements you want to suggest in the Motor Vehicles Act or any other laws related to your business, Shop and Establishment Act, Factories Act, whatever is relevant to you, your service centers would be covered under many laws. Please get back to us, central, state or local body. If you can compile that for the center separately, states separately, because every state would have their own systems, and for local bodies separately. I can assure you that we will be your representatives, and we will take it up with every state, with every ministry in the government. The idea is to promote your industry. The idea is to create more jobs. If there are 30,000 dealerships, the idea is that the market should grow. We are selling what, 2 crore two-wheelers nowadays? 2 crore two-wheelers. All of them will be 10% cheaper, right? Almost. Save and except the 350 plus would be hardly 3-4% of the market. Mostly it is below 350 cc. We are selling about 40 lakh cars. All of them will benefit in some form or the other. Smaller ones more than the others. With FTAs happening, you will see a greater variety of cars coming into India, more models, more companies. If you get them sufficient business, they may want to start manufacturing in India or initially assembling and then manufacturing. So you have a unique ability to help us expand the market with good service, get them the best insurance, get them the best warranties, ensure that the warranties are respected. 100% customer satisfaction for the good of the whole industry is in your hands, your able hands, if I may add. And therefore, friends, I assure you, between the heavy industry, Ministry of Heavy Industry, which is really the industry which monitors the entire auto sector, and the Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade under me, which looks at internal trade, and you are all in some sense traders. You are all doing the last retail, last mile connectivity. So we are there for you. We are responsible for your success. That was one of the first points they made when they came to me, that we don't know which ministry represents us. So I'm here to tell you that we are there for you because Modi government is one government. We don't work in departmental silos. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi runs one unified government which works as a team, which works together with each other, collaborates, cooperates, and commits the best for all of you. So let's, friends, work together. Let's promote Swadeshi, made in India products. Let's promote more acceptance amongst our customers for products that originate in India. Because for every Swadeshi car that you sell, and irrespective of who owns it, the company could be owned by anybody. The fact that the product is made in India, with the sweat and toil and hard work of our Indian brothers and sisters, it employs Indian workers. It provides jobs to our less privileged sections of society. It is made on the soil of India, should be our preferred product to sell. I mean, I'm not against any of you who may be dealers of imported cars, but encourage those people also, your principals, to look at manufacturing in India, because that will become so much more competitive. The scale of output can increase. You can get them a bigger market share. Even on CKDs and SKDs, the import duties are much lower than an imported, completely built unit. So I would urge all of you, you become ambassadors of the Swadeshi movement. You promote Swadeshi offerings. You help us make India Atmanirbhar so that our supply chains become resilient. You ensure that your suppliers don't depend on imported goods. Get them to look at Indian suppliers of parts and auto parts, and also that India can become more and more self-sufficient. And together with your efficiency, with the trust we have in you and the customer has in you, so you have a double trust resting on your broad shoulders. Please work jointly with us. We will be happy to make your businesses prosper with ease of doing business, lesser compliance burden, lesser fear of criminal action for small and petty misdemeanors, or at least an ability to right any minor wrong that may happen. Come up with ideas for decriminalization of laws, for reducing the compliance burden. And I am very sure that our current ownership of cars, which I'm told is only 34 cars per 1,000 people, versus China at 231 per 1,000, USA at 850 per 1,000. The sky is the limit. Imagine what is the potential as India grows. We are the fastest growing large economy. As we grow to become a developed nation, a Viksit Bharat, you will be partners in the growth journey, in the growth story. This 2 crore two-wheelers will grow rapidly as more and more youngsters and people who come out of poverty, and 25 crore people have come out of poverty in the last 10 years. All of them are aspirational. We are a young population. They aspire for the good things of life. They want a two-wheeler instead of a bicycle. The two-wheeler owner aspires to have a 1200cc automobile. Then the 1200cc automobile owner wants to have an SUV. And this aspiration, this desire for better and bigger is your business, is your future. And I wish this future well. We are at an inflection point. I see a big takeoff of your industry from now. And let's work together for a bigger, better and brighter future for all of you, for the entire industry, for all the auto dealers. My best wishes and my prayers for your continued success. All the very best. Good luck.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister, for your encouraging words, for being so welcoming of the concerns of the industry, taking them head on, and of course, assuring all help and possible solutions under your leadership. Once again, sir, we'd like to extend our gratitude to you. And for that, I would request Mr. Vigneshwar and Mr. Sai Giridhar to kindly also present the minister with a memento. Just wait for a second. Thank you so much, sir. I'm sure there's plenty of discussion which will be taken forward following your gesture of gracing us with your presence today for the 7th Auto Retail Conclave. We really appreciate you taking time from your extremely busy schedule and making this possible. Thank you so much, sir. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we'd also like to extend Our heartfelt thank you and gratitude to all the members of the audience for joining us for the 7th Auto Retail Conclave 2025. Thank you for being a wonderful audience. Please do join us for cocktails and dinner that will be served now. Thank you.